Hi and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today we're reviewing the BW003, our first automatic watch made by a small Swedish company called Bravur. Bravur started out in 2011 making watches powered by Swiss quartz movements, but in 2017 they switched to making mechanical watches, again using Swiss movements. The watch we're reviewing today is their first automatic watch. It is powered by a Swiss-made Sellity SW300, which is a clone of the ETA 2892. And if you know your movements, you know the 2892 is a more premium movement than the usual 2824 or the Sellity SW200 used in most microbrands that use Swiss movements. 2892 and thus the SW300 are made thinner, as they're usually a base for additional complications. So when you use them as a base movement only, it results in a nice thin watch. That is the case with this as well, as it measures only 10.9 millimeters in thickness. But back to the movement. It beats away at 28,800 bph, or 8 times a second. Features both hacking and hand winding, and in this clear caseback variant of this watch comes with rhodium plating and some decoration. It is not a masterpiece of high horology, but it is a nice movement to look at. The case itself is 39 millimeters in diameter with a pretty short lug-to-lug of 44.5, which combined with the already mentioned thickness of under 11 results in a watch that is easy to wear on pretty much any size wrist. The case is made of Swedish steel and has a combination of brushed sides and polished top, while the highly domed sapphire crystal features inner anti-reflective coating only, which is just the way I like it. The crystal is surrounded with a thin polished bezel that has a grip on the outside. Since the bezel is fixed, the teeth are just there for decoration. The crown is diamond-shaped, making it easy to grip. It is signed and overall well finished. In fact, the whole watch is very well finished. It's not flawless, but it is on a pretty high level. The black leather strap provided is of very good quality. It may seem a bit on the firm side, but it will shape up to your wrist after a week of wear, and it does give the impression it will last quite a long time. The watch comes with a very nice deployant clasp that is polished to a mirror finish and features the same logo we saw on the crown. And now we move on to the dial. I went with this emerald green variant that comes with gold-colored hands and markers. Green and gold just go well together, and this is seen here as well. The dial has a beautiful sunburst effect and is truly stunning in person. The hour markers are polished and simple. They do feature lume that is actually decent, but the small amount of lume applied to the hands makes the watch almost unusable in the night. That is maybe the one thing I would change about it. The hands are polished and work well with the markers and dial, but I think they would have been more legible with the lume applied all the way. And I don't just mean in the dark, as the white lume would make them stand out more in daylight as well. The seconds hand, on the other hand, I wouldn't change, as it's simply stunning and impossibly long, ending with a curved tip. With the simple markers and the date at 6 o'clock, the watch looks like a perfect candidate for a completely symmetrical look. But for some reason, Bravur decided to ruin that with the logo at 3. It is a simple printed logo, so it's not as noticeable as you think, but still it disrupts the almost perfect symmetry of the rest of the watch. I guess they wanted to make the watch look more interesting and playful with that, but I personally dislike it. What I do like is this contrasting chapter ring with white background and black markers. Not only does it add that extra something, but the markers are actually usable thanks to the incredibly long seconds hand. My favorite part about it, though, is the fact it makes the watch face appear slightly smaller. If you follow my channel, you know I always comment on all dial watches as being too big for my wrist unless they're 36 or 37 millimeters in diameter at most. Well, this chapter ring makes this watch look smaller, and I think it looks perfect on my wrist despite the 39 millimeter diameter. It retails for $11.95, which is on the higher end of prices when it comes to micro brands. But it is made in Sweden, with Swedish steel and a more premium Swiss movement. And I guess that comes at a price. The watch is stunning and manages to be original in design while still having a timeless look about it, which makes me like it. If they changed the few things I mentioned, like the logo placement and the lume application on the hands, I think I would add this to my wish list. Well, that completes this week's review, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next video, bye.